Have you ever looked at your bank account after a payday and wondered to yourself, how is all my money gone already? And you know what? That used to be me every single month. I wasn't necessarily buying expensive stuff, but all those small purchases were quietly draining my finances. And then I discovered financial minimalism. And no, guys, it's not about living on ramen noodles or counting pennies every single day. It's about intentionally simplifying your money habit to clear out financial clutters and stress. So in today's video, I'm going to share exactly how you can declutter your financial life, spend less on stuff you don't care about, and actually have more money for things you actually love. So if you're ready to feel more in control of your finances and less overwhelmed by them, then stick around because this is your guide to becoming a financial minimalist. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and push the notification bell if you gain any value from this video and find it informative. Let's get into it. Number 1. Understand your why and setting clear goals. Now let's get real for a second, right? Before diving into budget or tracking apps. You first got to understand why are you even interested in financial minimalism, because if you're just jumping onto it because it sounds cool or trendy, trust me, you're going to burn yourself out pretty quickly. So start by thinking about what's genuinely motivating you. Is it getting rid of debt that's been hanging over your head for a very long time? Is it because you want to save enough money to finally take on that dream trip? Or just feeling less anxious every time you open up your bank account? Personally for me, my why was realizing how much stress I felt every time a bill popped up unexpectedly. I just simply wanted a peace of mind, that's all. And once you got your why down, write down a couple clear, specific goals. Not vague things like save more money. No, but real target goals like save $500 a month towards an emergency fund. Or pay off my $1,200 credit card balance in 6 months. Now, having these concrete goals is huge because it gives purpose to every spending decision. Suddenly, skipping that $6 coffee isn't deprivation. It's another step towards that vacation you've always wanted. And trust me, when you connect your daily spending to something meaningful, financial minimalism starts feeling like a chore and start feeling more like freedom. Number 2, declutter your expenses, the financial clean out. Okay, so now that you've got your why locked down, it's time to do something that might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's worth it. I'm talking about going through your monthly expenses and decluttering them like you would with your overflowing closet. Pull up your last couple month bank statement, grab a snacks, it helps, and highlight every recurring payment or subscription you see. You'd be very surprised on how many things quietly drain your account, streaming services you rarely open, apps you haven't touched in months, or membership you've completely forgotten about. And when I did this for the first time, I realized I was paying for 3 streaming services, and honestly, I was only using one regularly. That's like throwing money out the window every month. And cutting those unused expenses instantly put an extra $30 back into my monthly budget, money I cannot actually use towards things that I care about. So take a few steps back, start to cancel the clutter, and watch how quickly those small savings start to add up. Number 3, the essentialist approach to spending. Quality over quantity. Now that we cleared the clutter from your expenses, let's talk about spending intentionally. Think of your money like prime real estate, and you've only got so much space. So each purchase has to earn a spot. The trick here is to focus on things that generally bring you value or joy into your life rather than just buying on impulse. For me, I like fashion. So I don't mind spending money on nice outfit from hair in and hair out, but I still hold myself accountable. And one way to keep myself accountable is by using the one in, one out rule, but for money rather than clothes. For example, whenever I'm tempted to subscribe into a new service or buy a new gadget, I pause and ask myself, okay, what existing expense am I willing to give up for this? It immediately put things into perspective. Suddenly, those new shiny headphones may not seem worth losing your monthly gym membership or your coffee date. Another simple way to practice essentialism with your spending is to categorize your expenses into 3 buckets: wants, needs, and meaningful experiences. Needs, those are non-negotiable, like rent, groceries, or utility bills. Wants are things like takeout dinner or trendy clothes. Not bad, but definitely optional. Meaningful experiences are the things you actually remember, like trip with friends, concert, or even courses that helps you grow personally or professionally. The goal here isn't to stop spending entirely, it's just making sure that every dollar you part with actually counts. So by consistently evaluating your spending with this mindset, you'll find yourself naturally cutting back on stuff you don't care about, leaving more room and money for things you truly value. Number 4, simplifying your financial tools. Less is definitely more. Okay guys, let's be real. When is the last time you opened up your phone and didn't feel overwhelmed by all the finance apps staring back at you? And keep it at 100, right? I used to have separate apps for everything. One for budgeting, one for investing, one for each credit card, and somehow 3 different checking accounts. It got messy real quickly. And honestly, it was really annoying checking out my finances. So here's what finally helped me: consolidation. I took a weekend to close down extra account I didn't really use, paid off and canceled credit cards that weren't giving me any real value, and narrowed everything down to just 1 or 2 simple tools. And just like that, managing money felt way less stressful because everything was right there, clear and easy to track. And the same idea applied to investing. It might feel smart to have 10 different stocks and 3 mutual funds, but unless you're deep into investing as a hobby, simpler is usually better. Now, again, this is not financial advice, by the way, just to put that out there. Now, personally for me, I stick mostly to index fund and ETF and let the market do its things without me checking every hours, right? So like that, not only does it free up mental energy, but it usually results in fewer impulse decisions. So if you're wondering about apps, pick up just 1 or 2 that generally makes your life easier. I personally love using Mint or YNAB for budgeting, and something straightforward like Fidelity or Vanguard for investment. Having fewer apps means fewer notifications and less financial anxiety. Plus, it's a lot way easier to stay consistent with your money habit when you're not juggling to multiple logins and passwords. So the bottom line is this: simplifying your financial toolkit means fewer headache and less decision fatigue, and way more confident in managing your money. Keep it simple and keep it organized. Number 5, living intentionally and sustainably with your money. So here's something I've noticed. Once you start earning a little bit more money, it's easy to get caught up in buying stuff just because you can. And you guys have to understand this, right? Lifestyle creep is sneaky. It starts with grabbing an extra coffee here and there, and then you're upgrading everything you own. And before you know it, your spending is completely disconnected from your actual value. So here's how I changed that. I started asking myself one simple question before I make any sort of purchases. Does this actually align with what matters to me the most? Sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's no. But I always keep my spending intentional. For example, rather than blowing money on trendy gadget or clothes that will be outdated in a few months, I shift toward meaningful investment, like high-quality sustainable pieces that last, experience with families and friends, or even investing more into my future. Think retirement account or education. And when it comes to giving, being a financial minimalist doesn't mean you stop being generous. In fact, it's quite the opposite, because you're cutting out clutter. You actually have more freedom to support charities, ethical businesses, or community projects you genuinely care about. For me, that means setting a small amount each month to donate to environmental and educational initiatives. It's a simple way to make sure your money is doing good, not just sitting in a bank account or getting wasted on random stuff. So the key to making financial minimalist stick is to check in regularly with yourself. Every month, I revisit my budget and spending habit. Am I slipping into old patterns? Is there room to simplify further? Staying intentionally doesn't mean depriving yourself. It just means you're making thoughtful decisions about your money every step of the way. So in the long run, living sustainably and intentionally with your finances not only build wealth, it also builds a peace of mind. And honestly, that's worth more than anything else you could think of. So thank you guys for watching. Now, if you find this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put your notification bell for more on sustainable fashion and personal finance. I'll see you guys on my next video.